Hi everyone, I'm Mrs. Graves and it's another seventh grade social studies teacher. You might know me because I'm your math teacher too. So today we're going to talk a little bit about Flipgrid. So in your Google Classroom, you might get an assignment to do a Flipgrid, which is where you're going to make a video response to a question or a prompt that's there. So when you click on it, you'll get into kind of a description or of what the question is, what you're supposed to do. So for this one, it says, if you had to put 3 items in a bag that best showcase who you are, what would they be? And so for your video then, you're going to use one fun feature. So I'll tell you what that means, or we'll look at those. You're going to start with your first and last name. You're going to show us each item or describe it. If you can't show it, tell us why it represents you as a person or why it's important to you. And then I also put that there's a 3-minute time limit. So different Flipgrids have different amount of time for you to record there. So once you have what you need, you thought maybe a little bit about what you want to say, you kind of know what's going to go on, you can hit record a response. And it'll remind you have 3 minutes to record. So this looks a little weird now. You can see in the recording here, my webcam has me nice and centered, but this has me on a funny angle. And what's happening is that it's picking up my other webcam. So you have 2 cameras, or you might have 2 cameras on your laptop too. So you might get one that's like looking up at the ceiling right now, or like mine where it's a weird angle. If you hit this flip button, it will go between your cameras. So flip. And there we go. So now you can see that this Flipgrid screen looks like my other webcam screen does there. The other thing that you can do once you're here, you have a couple of different options. So up here, you can show the topic. So if you forgot what you were supposed to talk about, you can put it back up, and then you can click again and make it go away. You can put sticky notes. The sticky notes are not anything that anyone's going to see. So when it's done, your sticky note won't be there. It's just recording your image, what's coming from the webcam. So this would be what you would do like in a normal presentation where you bring up note cards and you read from them. If you want to put notes on your sticky note about what you want to say, that's what this is for. So you can type, anything into it. You can leave it there kind of to the side for you to help you remember what you want to say. And you can leave it up the whole time. So I'll put like, remember, talk about 3 things, okay? And I could make a lot more notes for myself if I wanted to. Down here, we have, of course, some options. When we talked in the prompt, it said to use a fun feature. You're gonna look in effects to do that. So if I click on effects, you can see that there's filters, there's frames, there's emojis, there's text. You can draw on things and all that kind of stuff. Now, what I will say about this is that you have to think about what you're trying to do. If you were holding up items like I'm going to do here, you want to make sure that you have enough space on your screen to do that and it's clear and something that you can see. So for example, there's a filter in here that makes everything all pixelated. This would not be great for what I'm trying to do right now because you can't see what's happening to me. So I wouldn't use that one. But you can use, any of these other fun filters if you want to. Some are more subtle than others. The point would just be to make sure that it doesn't take away from the thing that you're trying to do. You can click back here, then I could give myself a frame. Oh, do I like this one? I'm not going to use a frame, but you could if you want to, of course. You have emojis that you can add, so you can click and a whole bunch of emojis and stickers and things will come up that you can put on your picture. There's way more than this too, obviously, but you have those ideas of what you have or other kind of sticker things that you can do. And then you have, you could add text, you could draw things, so anything else that you want to put onto here. So I followed directions, I did one fun thing, I made this fancy filtery thing here, so I'm good to go. So once you're ready to start recording, one thing to remember, if you mess up, you can always start and do it over again. So there's no need to be nervous if you're like, oh my gosh, that was so dumb, or I forgot to say something or whatever, you can redo it. Obviously, you don't want to keep redoing it again and again and again because it's going to take you forever. So, try to be ready, be prepared. But if you make a mistake, it's not like it's going to post automatically. So don't worry about that. So I'm going to quick do mine. Yours might be a little bit longer than mine. but you have the basic idea. So I'm going to talk about my 3 things. So I'm going to hit this record button here. It counts down for me, which is kind of nice. So now my video is started. So the first thing I do is say my name. Hi, I'm Mrs. Graves. And here are my 3 important things about me. Now, you wouldn't say this in the middle of your presentation, but you can see up here, I have a countdown that's telling me what my time is. So that's something else that's there to help you. You can also at any point pause. So if for in the middle, you're just like, oh, I'm too nervous, I need to just take a break, then take a break. And then when you hit record, you can see there's already this bar up to here. It's just going to pick up right where you left off. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, 3 things. So my first thing that I have is going back to when I was younger, which is a music box that came from my dad. My family is really important to me and really been a part of my life. And actually it plays the song that my dad and I danced together when I got married. So it's something that to me represents family and represents heart. And that's something that's important in my life. The other thing that I have is my son's Lovey, so his kind of favorite comfort object. Don't tell him, but actually this is his second one. We have 2 just in case something happens to one, and something did. We lost it at a doctor's office for like a day, so it was good that we had the second one. So we just kind of switch them out. But my son and getting to be a mom to him is just one of the best things about my life. He sometimes is a handful, but he's also just so much joy and so much love. And so he's a huge part of who I am and what makes me me. Then last thing that I have here, I don't have a good thing to show you, so actually I have a picture from my phone here, which is of some cupcakes and all that. I really like to bake. It's one of my hobbies that I have been learning how to do for a while. And so getting to do that for other people, to share some piece of myself that they can enjoy, is something that I really enjoy. So something that makes me me. And those are a few things about me. So I hit pause here again to kind of finish. I still have another minute and 5 seconds left if I needed it, but I'm like, okay, that's pretty good. So then I'm going to go next. And it's going to give me a chance to review. So I can listen to the whole thing. Down for me, which is kind of nice. So now my video is starting. So the first thing I do is I can hit pause here, and then you can have a choice. You can add more. If you want to add more, you can listen to the whole thing. Or if you're like, no, it's good, I'm good with it, then you can go next again. And so the next thing it's going to ask you to do is to snap a selfie so that then when it is displayed for a whole class with things, then they'll know kind of it's yours. So not just using one of the pictures or stills from your video, but actually a picture for you. So again, you can change up your effects on things like that. So maybe this time I want, I don't know, a different filter. Okay, we'll use this one. And then I don't know, maybe I'll put a frame this time and do, oh, that's kind of cool. Yeah, all right. Let's see, I'll move myself so I'm like in it. Then when I'm ready to take my picture, I can go ahead and press the camera button that's in the middle here. So just kidding, I'm not that cool. I'm just gonna make a regular smile. So just like before, you can redo it if you're like, that looks weird, which mine does a little bit, but I'm okay with it. Or you can go to next. And so it's gonna upload my video. And so here we're gonna display the name. So Mrs. Graves, you could put a link, you could put a title if you want. So I'll call this my 3 things, and then I can hit submit. So success, if you want to share your video to someone else, like you want to show your mom or something, you can click on here. You can download it or download your video or selfie if you were like, oh, those are really cool. There's things I want to save. Or you can hit complete. Now, depending on the setting your teacher has, you might see yours pop up right away, or you might not. It just depends on what's happening there. But that's basically the idea of how this works. Let me know if you have questions. Bye.